What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Welcome back to your boy Unc Streaming. Today, you can call me Unc Surviving, and this is Unc pre-recording. I know, right? It's a whole lot of titles, a whole lot going on, but we about to have a whole lot of fun. So if you don't know, now you know. Well, you're about to know. Good old Unc used to be in the military. I was in the United States Army for 15 years. I've been to war 4 times. I've been to basic training, all that stuff. We used to train a lot, go to the field, and we used to learn a lot of things. A lot of things about survival, a lot of things about nature, a lot of things about the outdoors, and just pretty much advanced high-level camping type shit with combat involved and war tactics and things of that nature. A lot of that was fun. A lot of that is things that I don't practice as much as I should, but I try to hold on to mentally. Now, us men, we like to have a lot of conversations about hypotheticals and scenarios, like how would you survive a zombie apocalypse? How would you survive in a post-apocalyptic world, et cetera, right? We like to beat our chest and talk our ish. That's what we like to do, and it's fun. It's a good conversation. It's all shits and giggles. But it made me think, how long would a person really survive? What do I really know about nature? What do people know about nature? Well, what kind of outdoors, camping, living outside stuff have people really done? Or did they just hear a lot of this stuff from movies, etc.? And it made me, doing my research, I ran across a video by a channel called Trust Me Bro. And the video is called Survival Myths That Would Actually Get You Killed. And it made me think about how, just like a lot of things in life, we hear a bunch of things said and repeated so much that we think they're real, that we think they're the truth. And I know it got to be some survival things like that. And I'm just finna watch this video because it sounds fun, it sounds interesting, and we're gonna see how many of those things that I would thought was the truth, that I would thought would work, and we're gonna see how many of those things you would have thought. Let me know in the comments if you like, wow, if you learned something, or if you knew all this stuff was myths and bullshit. And when we learn that these things are myths, we know not to do them if we out there in the wilderness or whatever, or doing our thing. So let's check out the video and see what they're talking about.
Survival myths that would actually get you killed. You and your best bro are sitting on the couch watching TV, bored out of your mind. You're flipping through the channels when you see somebody you recognize. It's the British guy who goes outside and drinks his own pee for fun. After watching him squeeze elephant poop into his mouth to drink water, you decide to go outside and test your survival capabilities, and also test how real common survival knowledge really is.
Now, that's one myth I definitely heard, was drinking urine instead of water. But I happen to know that that's one false. But I don't want to beat the show to the stuff before we get to it. But yeah, that's just pure gross anyway. But I heard it a lot of times, but it never made sense due to the fact that urine is waste. Urine is full of stuff that your body, after your body process things and want to get rid of all the stuff you don't need or want, that's in your urine. So how is drinking the stuff that got threw out the window, how is drinking the waste beneficial to you? Makes no sense, right?
In practice. Because let's be real, whether you're an outdoorsy person or not, we've all heard survival tips at some point in our life. Are these tips that we've always just accepted as truth actually life-saving, or could they potentially get you killed? And with you and your friends being inspired, you both pack your bags and head out the door for the adventure of a lifetime, not knowing whether or not this would be your last adventure. You were just dropped in an extremely remote location by a helicopter. And as you watch the helicopter fly off, you and your friend are now completely alone. left to your own devices, and your sole goal is to survive and make it home using only the knowledge that you've heard in passing. Before you and your friend can even take your first steps, you need to first understand what direction should you go. And before you could even think, your friend says, why don't we go north? And while you agree, you have a question. How do we know which way is north? But luckily, everybody knows if you want to know which direction is north, all you have to do is find a tree with moss on it, because moss will only grow on the north side of the tree. So you and your friend begin walking until you notice a tree that has moss growing on the bottom of it. And as you approach the tree, that you can see that the moss is in your direction, meaning that if you just do a 180 and start turning around, you'll be going north. Although, just to be sure, you take a quick look around the tree and realize that there isn't only moss on the north side, there's moss on the north, south, east, and west side. This tree trunk is completely covered in moss, and it's not the only one.
I've definitely heard that. I've definitely heard that moss only grow on the north side of the tree. Where did that originate from? I have no idea. Well, I definitely heard it. And that's what I'm saying. That's the whole point of this video. That's why I'm glad they started off with a good one, because I'm pretty sure you've heard that too. And in a dire situation where you lost in the woods, you get desperate and stuff pop in your mind. Especially if you with your woman and you the man or whatever, and somebody got to come up with some idea, and you're like, I heard somewhere that moss go on the north side of trees. So if I go the opposite direction of the moss growing, bam, I'm going north. And the highway's supposed to be north. So yeah, let's go that way to get out the woods, get back to the highway.
All of these tree trunks have moss all over them, meaning that you have no idea which way is north, and also debunking this myth that moss is somehow a compass. But this myth isn't just straight out of a fairy tale. There is some basis of reality here, although it's just not fully accurate or reliable at all. According to Michigan State University, it is more likely for moss to grow more prominently on the north side of trees and rocks, although moss can grow basically anywhere, meaning that if you are using moss to navigate, you are...
So it's more prominent, but it's not the catch-all, end-all, alpha and omega, 100% guarantee thing that people try to make it. So it's a gamble to use the tree where the moss at for north. But I guess if you completely lost, it's not the worst gamble you can take, especially if said tree don't have moss nowhere else. If the tree only got moss on one side, I think, and you just lost and don't know what else to do, I recommend, and you need to go north, or you need to go east, or whatever direction you need to go. If the tree only got moss on one side and you just lost and don't know what to do, I use that as north. So if I got to go south, I'll go, I'll adjust the direction accordingly, but I'll set that as north if I ain't got nothing that's going on. That's just me. I'm a problem solver, okay? I'm just trying to make it out the woods because I got anime to watch. I got to get back home. But we ain't gonna just throw anime all the love. I got a wife to hug up on and kids to take care of too. But I'm just, it is what it is.
Are setting yourself up for failure, and in a survival situation, setting yourself up for your own possible demise. And while I like organic stuff as much as the next person, I'm gonna stick to my GPS, or at least to my compass when it comes to navigation. Feeling slightly foolish and a bit betrayed, you and your friend decide to confirm which direction is north with your compass and begin moving. So far, this walk is pleasant, and the forest that you guys are in is beautiful and lush, and the steps begin to fly by, and you and your friend are almost lost in conversation when your friend realizes something utterly terrifying. Because the vegetation on the ground is so lush, it's almost impossible to see what's lurking around your feet. And while your friend wasn't looking down, a venomous snake was able to slither onto his boot, up his pant leg, and wrap around your friend's thigh. But the snake didn't just end there. This snake, straight out of Diddy University, decided to bite your friend directly on the crotch. And by
Oh, buddy might be out of here. I know what they about to suggest. I give my cell phone and say, hey, call your mama and tell her goodbye. Call your mama and tell her goodbye. Can't do it, won't do it. I'm not a member of Diddy University.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
I ain't got it in me. But let's see where they're going with this.
By the time you even noticed the snake wrapped around your friend's leg, it was too late, and your friend was screaming in agony. Fortunately, you were able to quickly grab the snake and throw it off into the wilderness. But now you are left with a massive problem. Your friend has just been bitten by a venomous snake. But fortunately, he has a survival tip. It's common knowledge that when somebody receives a venomous snake bite, the best thing to do is immediately suck out the venom, right? It's only logical. The entry wound is still fresh. If you can pull the toxins directly out of the wound, you're only dealing with a small cut and not any venom being directly injected into your bloodstream. It's perfectly logical. And although the placement may be a bit unfortunate, you'd be willing to help your friend out if it was...
No, I won't. No, I won't. And if he's your friend, he'll understand.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
If he your friend, he will understand that it's just his time to go. Adios, amigo. Adios. You are out of here.
Damn!
So I happen to know that this particular one is definitely false. I think it's false because number one, you try to suck the venom out, you can get the venom in your mouth, or in any wounds in your mouth, and you can get poisoned. Also, your mouth got bacteria and all. Your mouth ain't clean, so you ain't even getting the venom out well, and you putting bacteria and all that kind of shit in an open wound, and it just doesn't work. But let's find. Maybe I'm wrong, but I this is one that I checked into before for sure.
If you want to support, hit up my Cash App at $Unc Be Streaming. Any donation would be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance.
Life or death. But in reality, this practice wouldn't be helpful at all. And here's how. Like I mentioned, it may seem initially logical that you would want to remove the venom by any means possible. And some people have even suggested that you should cut the injection site of the fang to make it bigger to be able to suck out more venom. But the reality is this. Once a snake has bitten its victim, there is no way for you to suck out any meaningful amount of venom. And if you were to cut the bite location, you would only be making the wound bigger, causing a higher chance of infection. Speaking of infection, putting your bacteria-ridden mouth on your friend's fresh wound is only going to increase the chances of introducing bacteria.
Told your little nasty mouth ass. Told your little nasty mouth ass.
Oh my God! Wow!
Don't do it. Don't do it. But you'll be amazed how many people think this is what you're supposed to do. They'll get right down there, start sucking on your calf muscle to save you from the venom. Next thing you know, both of y'all fucked up.
Directly into your friend's fresh wound. And while it is possible to suck out a small amount of venom, it is not going to be a large enough amount to save your friend's life. However, it could be a large enough amount to cause yourself serious bodily harm or potentially even death as well. So yeah, even though your friend was extremely keen on you removing the venom out of his wound the good old-fashioned way, you luckily both had access to Google just for this brief amount of time. And you were able to confirm that this practice was outdated and potentially deadly and fatal to both of you. And the best course of...
Yo, you saw that Google search? You don't want to die of poison or somebody go through your phone and this one of your last Google searches. Let me put this up on a Jumbotron. Look at that. You don't want that to be in your search engine for no reason at all.
What the hell?
That's foul as fuck, but we gonna get back to the video.
Practice was outdated and potentially deadly and fatal to both of you. And the best course of action would be to limit your friend's mobility. This way, the venom would travel through your friend's body as slowly as possible, giving you the maximum amount of time to get antidote before things got fatal. However, due to plot armor, you had antidote on you and you were able to heal your friend without doing any sort of mouth to wound suction. After you administer the antidote and you allow your friend to bandage himself up, you both continue on your trek through the woods. Feeling better and grateful to be alive, but also still feeling more betrayed because so far everything you thought you knew was wrong. But before you and your friend could continue to complain about how crazy that entire ordeal was, you run into a much bigger problem. A 750-pound problem that's looking you right in the face. This problem is an adult, aggressive black bear. Your first instinct is to run the opposite way, but before you can even turn, your friend whips his arm around and clenches your arm tightly, holding you in your place. You look your friend in the eye and he tells you, "Are you crazy, man? We can't run away. We have to act like we're already dead." And with your friend's iron grip being on your arm, you have no other option but to lay down beside him. And now
we all heard that one. We all have heard the play dead if the bear run up on you thing. They'll just come sniff you and walk away, right? That's the strategy, that's the move. Because you can't outrun them, because regardless of how big bad bears are, I think they run fast. Let me see. How, it said a black bear, right? How fast can a black bear run? See what we got here. Black bears can run at speeds up to 30 miles per hour. All right. How fast can the fastest human run? The fastest human can run 27.8 miles an hour. So the fastest human is 2 point something miles per hour slower than a black bear. And 9 times out of 10, you're not the fastest human. That's the fastest human. I get it why people say just lay there, because running ain't a good option. But let's see if laying that works like we heard, all these years.
both of you are laying on the ground with a 750-pound black bear slowly approaching your position. You and your friend at this point may be feeling like you just saved your lives. You outsmarted the black bear, and in a few minutes you'll be back well on your way. But in reality, you just made the black bear's life a lot easier and served him up 2 meals on a silver platter. I think most of us at some point have heard, if you see a bear, just play dead. But I think at this point, hopefully most people know that there is definitely some nuance to that. Specifically, that advice does not apply to all bears. Black bears, for example, do not take well to people playing dead. And this is exactly why the bear is currently shaking your friend in his mouth like a dog that just got a new chew toy. Black bears...
So the play is based on the color of the bear. Yo, why the black bear gotta be a menace? Like a nigga with black Air Force Ones.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Why the black bear gotta be a... What in the hidden animal racism is going on right now? Why the black bear gotta be a menace? Why the black bear gotta be on some black Air Force One energy? What's really going on out here, Mother Nature? Just fucking... Why the black bear gotta act like it's so violent, it ain't got no home training?
Are notoriously aggressive, and if you encounter one, your best course of apply to all bears. Black bears, for example, do not take well to people playing dead. And this is exactly why the bear is currently shaking your friend in his mouth like a dog that just got a new chew toy. Black bears are notoriously aggressive, and if you encounter one, your best course of action is 1, slowly retreat if it doesn't notice you, but if it is fixated on you, your best next steps are to get as big and aggressive as possible. Obviously, you can't fight this bear, but you want to make this bear believe that it's not even worth fighting you. You want to extend your arms and legs outward, look big as possible, yell, sound aggressive.
So instead of playing dead, you supposed to buck up to the bear. You supposed to flex on the bear. You supposed to tell that bear some shit like this right here.
Fuck you, bitch. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Back the fuck up. If I knock the fuck out you. Damn, man. Hey.
See, the bear don't stand a chance against that brother right there. He don't fuck around. You supposed to really like let that bear know who's the boss.
You a bitch. You know why you a bitch? Cause I said so. You just a bitchy bitch. You a bitch McBitcherson. You a bitch McBitch. I go to McDonald's and get a McBitch because you a bitch. Bitch.
So once you let the bear know you the man and that he a bitch, what happens next?
Do anything to intimidate this bear, and if you're convincing enough, you may even scare the bear in this process. Grizzly bears, on the other hand, are a bit different. Experts say that grizzly bears respond better if you actually do lay down on the ground, although it's best if you protect your neck just in case and remain still until the bear checks you out and hopefully leaves you alone. And if you happen to end up in a situation where you're face to face with a polar bear, your best bet is to pray. Because polar bears are like black bears, but worse. They are the most aggressive and the most likely to tear your head off. So yeah, Although the advice of playing dead around a bear isn't fully
I did hear polar bears was the most aggressive, but because it's rough out there, it's cold, it's not a lot of stuff to eat, and they carnivores. They usually eat just meat, and they gotta kill, catch, fuck up whatever they eat. So yeah, it makes fucking sense. Harsh environment calls for a harsher behavior to survive, you know, and that applies for humans too. That's why you see certain crime and violence in certain communities. The more the struggle is, the more hard it is to get resources, the more shit people do to get resources, if you know what I'm saying. See, people forget stuff like that. That's why I used to love that song, Me and You, Baby, Ain't Nothing But Mammals. Let's do it like they do it on Discovery Channel. Yo, because I try not to forget that as sophisticated as we are, we still animals, and a lot of our behaviors are patterned behind basic animal survival instinct shit, even in our mating stuff, you know. But let's get back to it. This video is going to be a part 1 and a part 2 because I'm doing this like pre-recording, and I only want them to be a certain length. So yeah, we're gonna wrap this up after this battle.
Although the advice of playing dead around a bear isn't fully inaccurate, it once again definitely requires some additional context. The current popular saying is, if it's brown, lay down, if it's black, fight back, and if it's white, good night. Not because you're supposed to play dead, but because you're going to be dead. As you continue to lay motionless on the ground, you peek open one of your eyes to see what's going on. You notice that the black bear has dropped your friend and was distracted by something else, and luckily left you both alone. Your friend, while a little bit worse for wear, is still alive, and you help get—
That's it, people. Part 2 coming soon. Like I said, it's a pre-recording. I'm not trying to do them too long. I'm still gonna do live, so go check those out. Check out my shorts. Check out anything that I drop. It's Unc be streaming, Unc be surviving, and we all gonna be surviving after we learn this information. And of course, Unc be pre-recording, and now Unc be out. Deuces.
What's up, nieces and nephews? Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and please share. It really helps the channel out, and you already know I appreciate y'all big time. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay cool.